they care about my success and the customers. They have a full integrity, and that's why I give them 100% of my loyalty. The coaches that believe in them, the coaches that are loyal to them, do the best, because people see that. If you have any problems with Beachbody, it does, in your conversation and your attitude and your facial expressions, really people can tell. So anyways, the point is, with Beachbody, if you become Emerald rank, which means you sponsored 2 coaches, then you get customer leads. Customer leads are not just leads, they are actually customers. Last year, 800,000 people purchased products, not through a coach, but through beachbody.com, teambeachbody.com, or an infomercial. I think all of us have woken up in the middle of the night or had insomnia and watched an infomercial. Those people are assigned to coaches. Beachbody is Team Beachbody because we believe in the support. All of you are in a group. Mica's new, but she's been in a group, so I'm sure she's seen the support already. Brandon's been in a group. Sammy's had lots of support. In fact, I shared one of her pictures and honestly, and she had tons of support from this. And this is the key point, because a lot of people have tried to lose weight, try to work out on their own, and gotten discouraged. And they went through the same things all of us have went through, but there was nobody there to say, it's okay. Don't beat yourself up that you ate a plate of brownies, or in my case, 11 jumbo cupcakes in 4 days. So this is what it is. So people who order through a coach get the support. They get the support from other coaches, from the whole team, from the community. And this is the fundamental thing. This is usually the deal breaker of people's success. So the thing is, if somebody orders off of an infomercial or the website, they deserve the same support as all of us, in my opinion. So they assign them to coaches. There are a lot of coaches out there who never sponsor a coach because they do it for the discount. That's the great thing about being a coach associated with Beachbody versus other companies. Other companies, a lot of times you have to meet a certain quota to get paid and different things. Beachbody, as long as you order your own products, you stay active. You don't ever have to sell to anybody. And so this is why I offered it to all of you. If you're going to drink Shakeology, if you're already planning out what program you want to do, like I know Mica has this whole long list of things she wants to do. Brandon wanted to do T25 next. So did Samie. Shasta, we've discussed what she was going to do. Dana's done P90X3. She got combat, I think. So either way, if you're going to do this, you might as well. And a lot of people just see this pressure about being a coach. And I tell everyone, you don't have to sell to anybody. And I even tell people, you don't even have to tell anyone you're a coach. You're just a discount customer. Some people freak out. And the way I explain it is, you see people who go to eBay, Amazon, Groupon, coupons, all these different things to save money. Why would you pay retail on something when you don't have to? But like I said, there's tons of people out there. There's 170,000 coaches now. Not all of them are active. Not all of them are wanting to pursue the business. So obviously there kind of has to be a benchmark of who these people get assigned to. Because if you have somebody who's not ready to help other people, who does not want to help other people, who is shy, who doesn't have time, whatever it is, you wouldn't want to assign somebody starting their journey who has all these questions to somebody who's inactive. So they had to set a precedence. So basically, if you become Emerald rank, you've sponsored 2 coaches, you automatically get put in this like little invisible wheel where you get assigned leads. So obviously, there's some Emerald coaches who don't do anything, and that's unfortunate. And everybody has their choice. If this doesn't work out for you, you're at no more risk than you were if you were a customer who ordered Shakeology on Home Direct. But anyway, so you get assigned this if you're an Emerald coach. This is the goal that I set for all coaches. Shasta's halfway there. I hit Emerald within 30 days. The deal is, we all know somebody who wants to lose weight. We all know somebody who wants to look better. We all know somebody whose eating habits suck. We all know somebody who has diabetes, high blood pressure. I mean, you guys have seen a lot of the posts. I know Brandon shared my post yesterday about, some of the ailments. We all know somebody who wants to lose weight. I'm sure right now you could scroll through your news feed and see people complaining about being sick, about being tired, about, not liking the way they felt, whatever. So this is pretty easy to do if you share with people. So anyways, that's the first goal I set for people. The other goal I set is basically getting your product paid for. Here's an example. Mica ordered the 21-day fix. That is $160. Any challenge pack that is $160, you earn $50 commission. So essentially, if she had 3 friends order through her and purchase the 21-day fix, she'd get $150. Obviously, that doesn't cover the whole $160 plus the tax, but you could get pretty close. So that is my goal, is to help you within the first 30 to 60 days achieve Emerald so you can get those leads, so you can start building a business, so you can meet, other people, so you can help people. And then also so you can get your product paid for by getting at least 3 people to join you on your journey. I know that Brandon asked me a question today about, okay, so here's that rule about, the 2, multi-level MLMs. Could somebody who has a yoga studio do it, or a yoga instructor do it? Yes, they can. So obviously you have somebody in mind or somebody you're talking to. I know Mica has a friend, John, who's interested. Sammy's sister-in-law, who I've been close with for a decade, she messaged me yesterday yesterday saying, hey, I was kind of interested in the PIO workout. And I said, well, it's not coming out till June. She's like, oh, I have 2 boys and I work and it's hard to, get to the gym, because she's like a gym freak. She just, she's had great results. She's like, well, maybe something else in the meanwhile. I said 21-day fix. So I said, Samie, your sister-in-law just signed up. Let's discuss some more and order through her. Dana has, friends. She came in because of Alina, who was a new coach who hit Emerald within like 3 weeks and had her challenge pack paid for. So obviously this can happen. This is just stuff you're doing. This is not sales. This is one thing that I tell everybody. And all of you, except for Shasta, because Shasta was in the last one, are starting my coach training group. It's about 3 weeks. Again, like I said, I listened to what everybody said. I used to do 60-day ones, and it was just too long. People petered out after like 3 weeks. So I've perfected it and changed it to make it where I can give you a lot of information. And like I said, it's this group. You've all been added. You check in whatever time you have. Everybody's schedules are different. Some work, some are stay-at-home moms, some, Brandon works, I think the graveyard shift or the second shift, whatever. So we all have different times. Just check in once a day, read it, respond. Like it. Do something where I know you're reading it. If you have questions, ask. It's just like a fitness challenge group. I don't know how to help you if you don't tell me. There is no stupid question. You guys are all starting off at the same part. So ask questions. And this is one thing that I posted today, and I sent an email. If you have questions, ask in the group, because you're all important, but I'm busy. I get about 30 messages an hour. So it's hard for me to message the same thing back. And I'm trying to unplug because I've been a slave to my phone, and that is not fair to my family, because that's why I left work. So I have these groups where you ask questions, because if Mica has a question right now and I answered in there and you read my response, the next day, Samie may have a customer who has the same type of question. And at least she already has the information from reading it. If she missed it and wants to ask again, that's fine. No big deal. But for me, I think that's easier. And it's easier for me to ask, first, because even if Samie missed my response to Mica, tomorrow, the next day I could just tag her and say, here's the answer. So anyways, like I said, please make sure you ask questions, because I can't help you. And if I don't know you're struggling, I can't help you. So this is the best way to do it. The next thing is Success Club. This is another goal. This ties into getting your product paid for. Success Club is something every coach should strive for. I have hit Success Club every month since I became a coach. I became a coach on February 15th, 2012. So that basically, I don't know if there was 28 or 29 days in that month, but I got 13 Success Club points in basically half the month. I was new. I was 13 days into my journey. I had never worked out, unless you call like smoking a cigarette on the way to the gym, watching TV and going like this on the elliptical for 30 minutes, smoking a cigarette on the way home and drinking beer, working out. I didn't work out. So this was all new to me. So these are things that I'm trying to tell you that, no matter where you're at in your journey, everybody is coach material. Everybody. You don't have to be, like my coach has like a 6-pack and has like probably like 2% body fat and is like a machine. That's her. There's somebody, Amber Scott, who started off at 300 pounds, and she's still, doesn't have a 6-pack, but she's still on her journey, and she's one of the top coaches. So these are things you need to remember when you're talking to people, because people think like, oh, well, this person wouldn't be interested, this person wouldn't be interested, or, oh, that person's perfect. Everybody needs Shakeology. Everybody needs support. Everybody needs a bigger circle of friends, and everybody, needs extra income. My coach's sister just turned in a resignation. She's a partner at a law firm, making 6 figures. She's been a coach since 2010. Is it 2010? August 2010? And she didn't actually start coaching. She was just a discount customer until the January of the next year. Was it 2000? Yeah, that's right. And she just quit her job. So regardless of how successful somebody is, no matter how much money they make, no matter how much that, she loved her job. It was just recently that she decided, I want to do this full time. I walked away from a 10-year career in the insurance industry that once upon a time I loved, and to do this full time. I mean, I replaced my income in a year. In 2 years, in 625 days, I walked away from my job. In 2 years, I've created a six-figure income. And it's not about the money, but it's pretty amazing to me because a lot of you have read my story. I have a really bad, long story of childhood problems, tons of problems, no college education, and I never thought I would amount to anything. And look what I've done. To me, it's not about the money, but I can take care of my family. I don't have to worry about college and things for my children. I know Samie has, you have 5 kids, 4 kids, 4 kids. Okay. Yeah. I have more than you. And so this is a concern. I know that, Shasta has 2 small kids. Mike has kids. Brandon, I don't know what your story is, but I mean, probably working the shifts you do is not really fun, Dana's a stay-at-home mom, right? Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. And, so we all have stories. So I'm not saying that you have to strive to be a full-time coach, but this doesn't hurt anybody. I'm just giving you examples. So anyway, Success Club is something that's important. For every challenge pack you sell, you get 2 Success Club points. For every Shakeology on Home Direct, you get 1 point. Every month, every coach should strive for 5 points. So that means if you sold 3 challenge packs to 3 new people, you would get 6 points. You've hit Success Club. So if you're just sharing with people, that's fine. And my point is, some people say, and some of you might be thinking this, well, I don't know a lot of people. When I became a coach, I sat at home. My husband worked in the oil field. He was gone 7 days at a time. I sat at home with a 1-year-old and 2 school-age children. I drove them to school, went to work, picked them up, came home, cooked crappy food that was fast to cook, went to bed, and that's what was my life. It wasn't literally until about a year and a half ago that we kind of started to have a life once Rebel got older. But I built this huge network of people. I've met people. A lot is word of mouth. I have a lady that I connected with on my coach fan page that I started like a year in after I became a coach. I connected with her. I didn't even know she was following me. We just had a conversation one day. I found out she was from Northern California, where I'm from, and we started talking. She is extremely has a gluten intolerance, and even though a lot of people who have gluten sensitivities do drink Shakeology, she has it really bad, so she couldn't drink it. But I put her in all my free challenges. She did this 30-day arm challenge, had amazing results. The gift was a free Brazil butt lift. Even though I knew I would never make any money off of her, I cared about her and I sent it to her. We talk all the time. She's opened up to me about a lot of things. I don't think she talks to a lot of people, strangers. We built this relationship. That's how I met Brandon. That's how I met another coach, Andrea, on our team. Like I said, I've never met Brandon. We didn't know each other, but she said, Mindy's awesome. Because reach out to her. I friended him. We started talking. He got P90X3. The rest is history. So this is the thing. Is if you're just who you are, and if you treat people with care and kindness, and you don't just see them as, oh my God, maybe I can get to a 6-figure income and just, make money off of them, but you treat them like real people, the stuff that connected. I mean, it's one thing that Mica said. She had coaches just accosting her online right and left about sell. And she's like, I don't really have the money right now. Then she never heard from them. So you know what? They didn't really care. And that is unfortunate. So for me, which is so important for my team, is to strive that if you want to do this, money obviously is a huge motivator for everything in life. We need it. People are in debt. It's a scary world financially. So it is important, but that can't be your only motivation. You can set income goals, which I want you all to do. First income goals, get your product paid for that you signed up with, but you have to care about people. So all these coaches lost this really awesome person in Mica because they appeared that they only cared about money. I'm sorry. I don't know their intentions, but and we built a relationship, and it really was 2 weeks, and we started talking, and she got excited, and then she said, I don't think I'm coach material. And then I explained to her kind of what I was just telling you guys, you don't have to tell anybody. You could just get it for the discount, and then whenever you're ready, reach out. Brandon said, I just want to do it for the discount. And then he's like, well, maybe I'm kind of intrigued, and here he is sitting here on a Sunday night listening to me. So the point is, build relationships with people. This is what I do with my whole family. Like I said, or my whole fitness family is what I call them. I was I want you all to be my best friends. I want you to know me. That's why I share so much of my life, because obviously we can't just go hang out like I did at Amy's house today. I want you to know me. So anyway, Success Club is important. Why? Because we have gifts for it. Last month, maybe it was March, we had any coach that hit Success Club got a Beachbody jump mat, which is I think like $50, and then the weighted gloves. Weighted gloves are kind of only for combat and turbo jam, but either way, for me, I'm saving it because I'm not going to use it, but I can give it as a gift later on. So these are things that really further your business. It was like an $80 retail value gift for any coach who did it. A couple of months ago, they did the Shaun T and the Tony Horton bobblehead. They've done the Shakeology brochures and a stack of the Success. I don't remember the name. It's the Beachbody magazine. That it's pretty cool. I sent you one, Mica. Anyways, just gifts. And then if you've hit Success Club for 12 months consecutive in the Coach Online office, they give you recognition. Beachbody is huge about recognition, which is why I announce all of my personally sponsored coaches on, because this is a huge step. We celebrate success. This is huge. And it also lets people know what you're doing, and it's important. Everybody wants to feel great, and they want to feel appreciated for things. Beachbody's huge. When you hit elite, which is what I've done, which I'm a 5-star, which means I've helped 5 coaches advance to diamond. That's kind of like crazy Beachbody talk right now that it's irrelevant in this point in the conversation. But when you hit elite, you get, for every month you hit Success Club, you get $500 extra dollars. I mean, that's huge. Like, that's going to play for my ticket to Summit in next month. I haven't bought it yet, but anyways, it just helps. It's a car payment. It's a daycare payment for us. It's different things. So these are huge, huge, huge ordeals. If you go to Summit, which is the annual Beachbody thing that they do in Vegas, there's different things. You can get photo ops with some of the trainers. You can get, I got an autograph bag from Autumn on the cruise, and I got to take a picture with her. There's just different things, and it just shows that you're committed to this, and you are, sharing your story. So anyways, those are the 3 things that I try to set for goals for people. It's reaching Emerald, getting your product paid for, and hitting Success Club in your first month. The one small thing about the Success Club is you get 2 points for a challenge pack, 1 for home direct. If somebody orders on one-time direct, like one-time shipment, then you don't get any points. Everybody should order on the one-time, on the auto ship, because you save $14 on shipping. It can be canceled all the time. So what I do is I tell people, like, okay, if you don't want a program, which I hardly ever sell just Shakeology, because I really think that for $10 extra, you can get Slim and Six. This month you can get Turbo Fire, Hip Hop Abs. I don't know. There's a few other, I can't think of off the top of my head. Why not get a program for $10 extra and save on the shipping? Because you get the shipping savings on the challenge pack. But if somebody orders on just Shakeology, I'd remind them there's a 30-day money back guarantee. It ships again every 30 days. If you don't want it, you can cancel anytime. And honestly, some people are like, I don't have the money. I just want to try it out. So I tell people, order on home direct, send an email, or call customer service the next day and cancel it. And then they save it. So if you have that thing, you can at least get a successful point, and you're saving them $14. And I tell people, do you want me to put a reminder in my phone where I remind you in 3 weeks to cancel it? Because some people are like, oh my God, I'm horrible with home direct. So these are just suggestions that I give to people, because you'd be surprised what some people say. So those are your first goals. I'm not going to go over anything else because all of you are in the trading group, so I'll get more in depth. I just wanted you to know the three main goals that I have for you. I'm going to share the screen and open up, where is it at? Open up my desktop. That way you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so one thing that I was showing you is that I explained in the email is basically, as a coach, you have this like virtual desk. If you go to teambeachbody.com and hover your little mouse over coach and then click on coach online office, this is something only you can see. Nobody else can see it. Only you can see. And I forgot, it moves really slow when I have this program going. Oh yeah, one other side note, make a mental notation that because all challenge packs come with a 30-day club membership, on day 30 you will get charged $38.95 for the club membership if you don't cancel it. If you're an Emerald rank coach, you need to be a club member. But right now, if you're not at a club, if you're not an Emerald by day 30, you'll not need it. So make a mental note to save a little alarm thing in your phone, or you can cancel it now if you just email Coach Relations, which to me is easier because you have a tracking of it. Email them before day 30. Remember, whenever you email them, it takes about 2 days for them to respond. So you don't want to send it on day 30 because it will probably get charged. If that happens, no big deal because you can just call and they'll refund it. But just before day 30, if you're not an Emerald coach, make sure that you email them and say you don't want it. You can keep it if you want because you can do customized meal plans, but you don't really need it because all of you have 21-day fix or a program with an easy meal plan, so you don't necessarily need it. Follow the one that comes with the nutrition plan. If you're a customer and order a challenge pack, they have an email where they activate it, so they don't have to cancel it. They actually have to activate it because we had lots of problems with customers who'd forget, and then it was just a big pain in the butt. So they've done it differently for customers to activate it. Okay, so here we are in the coach online office. A few things. If you ever forget your coach ID, it's going to be right here. It's going to say, welcome, Brandon, Samie, Mica, Dana, Shasta. And then it's going to tell you your rank. And then above that, it will tell you, like Shasta's would say, upline sponsor would say Melissa Bartow. And then my name would be here in the upline star diamond coach. So anyway, that's gonna show there. If you sponsored a coach, it would say that, their rank, their sponsor Samie, their upline diamond and star diamond would be Mindy. This is where you track all of your orders. If you scroll down here and somebody orders, then it would say under here, one new customer, and you'd click on it, it would tell you their name. If you are an Emerald coach and you got a lead, it would say one new customer, and it would say one new customer, their customer number, their name, and it would say my customer program, where it came from. If somebody ordered straight through your site or signed up as a member and made you their free coach, it would just say my site. So that's where you're going to know this. One thing that's very important is when somebody's ordering, take time to get to know them, find out what programs work. This is where the group kind of comes in because some of you are only familiar with certain programs. And one thing that I am very big on with people is don't just sell them whatever's on sale or whatever you're doing, because sometimes it doesn't match them. 21-day fix, I do think, is like the ultimate starter thing. So you're kind of good if you're doing 21-day fix. But I know when I started, I was doing P90X. So I was like, hey, everybody join me with P90X. Not everybody has time for P90X, and not everybody wants to do P90X, and not everybody can get through it. So that was my mistake. So if you have somebody find out what their goals are, what their fitness levels are, what their weight loss goals are, how much time they have to work out, you don't want to ask all those questions at once, but just start off, and that's something I'll teach you tomorrow. But either way, it's going to say right here, one customer. Make sure that if somebody orders through you, that you say, let me know when you're done ordering so I can check on it. Because like I said, some people get all goofy. You can give them your website address, and then it opens up a bunch of screens, which I'm sure probably you guys have seen that when you've ordered something. There's tons of screens, and then all they remember is beachbody.com or teambeachbody.com. Then they order it. And then they just think that you know that they ordered it because they think that you should know. But then again, like I said, they get routed to a random coach because they ordered straight through the website. So if that happens, that's fine. But that's when you say, okay. And then I would say 30 to 45 minutes after they order, it should show up. If it doesn't show up, then what you do is you have them send, check to make sure they got the email confirmation, because lots of people don't hit place order. They really don't. They get all excited and they don't hit place order. So that happens. Or sometimes, like I said, they order through somebody, you order through website, get assigned to somebody else. If that happens, all they have to do is call customer service or forward it to the customer service email and say, I meant to order under coach, Samie, coach ID, da, 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 da. Please transfer my account and my order to them. And then within 2 days, it'll show up. So just keep that in mind, that this is really important, that you tell somebody you're going to check back with them, or to let them know, and that you'll check back with them. So that's that. And then another place is you can go to my business and to my orders right here and check on it there. One thing I want you guys all to print, you don't have to do it tonight, but just take notes, is under my business, and then my forms and documents is a price list. Print that off, because you're not going to remember how much everything costs, and it's good to have for reference. One other thing I want you to print off. So anyways, I'll slow down. My business, my forms and documents, and the price list. That way you know. That way too, if somebody says, well, I don't know if I want Shakeology, and I don't know, and or maybe I'll order Shakeology later, you can explain to them that if you bought P90X3, it's $180 or $120. If you bought Shakeology, it's $130. This month it's on sale for 180 instead of 205. Look at the savings, and you save on shipping. So this kind of gives you that reference. The other thing I want you to print off is under sales and marketing. Then you click on business tools. And then there's this tab right here, Beachbody Challenge Toolkit. And if you scroll down, I think it's 5 right here, the Beachbody Challenge Complete Guide, the frequent asked questions. This is going to tell you every tier of programs. Like for $140, you can get this challenge pack. For $160, for $180, $205, and then there's like $220 for Body Beast and $305 for Ultimate Reset. And then it tells you get the program, you get the Shakeology, you get the 30-day trial club membership, the super saving shipping, which is usually like $14 to $16, and it's only $2 when you order a challenge pack. And then it tells you that for a $140 challenge pack, you earn $40 commission. For 160, you get 50. For 180, you get 60, and so on and so forth. So this is something, and then just common ask questions, which will help you explain to people when they're asking. So print that off, and these are things keep on your desk, keep in your pocket, keep in your purse, keep in, save on your iPad, whatever it is you want to do. The last thing I want to go over is, in the email, I said to make sure that you do your the EFT management, which is direct deposit. Make sure you do that, because if somebody orders something through you, then they send it via a check. Nobody I know gets it on a check, because most people want their money right now. And so it's easier, but I do know that there's some fee they take out if you don't if you leave it on the check. So I don't know if it's a quarter, if it's $1, I don't know what it is, but just change that. All you have to do is put your account number and the routing number. It's a secure site. I've never heard anybody who had any fraud or privacy issues with that. So make sure you do that, because you never know when you'll get an order. The last thing is to go under news and training. Like I said in the email, and then Coach Training Academy. I'm just going to show you how to access it, because some people have some questions. This is like the thing I said. I suggest that, because nobody likes to sit in front of a computer for very long. I mean, I sit in front of a computer all day long, but most people don't like to do training. It's kind of like defensive driving. And then honestly, I've had some coaches who whiz through it in a whole day, and it's like information overload. So I suggest, dedicate 10 or 15 minutes a day to go through these videos, just to do it that way. And then if you have a question, write it down, ask it in the group. Like I said, again, there's no stupid question. I had lots of questions when I became a coach. So basically, once you're in here, the first segment is business essentials, then how to earn. You're going to go through each link. But if you click on business essentials, this is the first one. Here's a 7-day quick start. This is basically the same information I just went over with you about Success Club and setting goals. If you click on that, this is a great place to start. You click on the PDF. It's an interactive guide. Like it says, like the Twitter account, like the Team Beachbody account. If you click on it, it's going to take you right to that page. It's something good for you to print out and write your goals. The date you signed up as a coach, and then it gives you, like, you write down the 30 days from when you became a coach to set your goals to reach them, and day 60. And then on the last page, it kind of has a script of what we call the invitation process of how to invite people, how to share with people. Read it over at your leisure. I'm going to be going over this in a more personalized and the way I do it method in our group, but this is just where you go. So basically, it's a series of videos. I suggest, it says right here, here's the first one, your profile on your websites. You may have already personalized this by putting your telephone number and your picture, I don't know. But whenever they have the video options, click on YouTube, because the other one takes you to the video library in the Coach Online Office, and it sometimes they don't load right. So do the YouTube one. Some may say you can't access it. That is, you have to access it from a computer, because there's some privacy thing. So if you get that, don't freak out. Just if you're loading it from a phone or a iPad or something, try to get to a computer. So anyways, you'll just go through all this. Most of the videos are about 3 to 5 minutes long. Some of them, there's like 2 of them, which are training about like how to build relationships. They're an hour. So that's not something you would want to watch, late at night when you have a lot of time, but most of them are about 3 to 5 minutes. So you'll just go through and watch these. At the very end, when you've went through all of the little segments, at the very end on reference materials, this is where, let me see. you will be able to print your certificate of completion. When you click on that, it will have your name that, Brandon, Mica, whatever they've completed it. So those are just the steps of things that I'd like you to start now. One of the things, if you don't have a lot of time to sit on hold with coach relations, this is one thing I share with people, especially if it's something that you want. Number one, a quick response when you don't have the 2 days to wait for an email. And number two, you want a paper trail, whatever it is. You click right here on contact us at the very bottom and click on request a live chat. And then this is where you're going to put in your coach ID, your email, and like what it's about. If it's, you want to change, something, I don't know, whatever it is you want to do, something about whatever. There's like different things, and then it will open up this little box, and then you'll chat with a live coach relations. To me, that's easier because you have documentation of what you're saying, and then you basically, when the conversation's over, they email you the whole conversation. So if anything ever came up, you could be like, here you go. So that's what I really do. Some of my coaches on my team or even outside of our team have really bad communication problems. And I have people who are like, have problems all the time. I don't ever have problems with coach relations. Never have. If something happens, I call them, they take care of it, they're nice. But there's just some people out there who just have a really hard time communicating. And so those are the types of things where I say, just go there, type it out. So that's something that's important. Another thing, one last thing is, say you have chocolate Shakeology, or you ordered the triple combo box and want to try all of the flavors. And then you're like, I really don't like this one, and I want to just switch to the bag. Then you can go right here to change your order. It just changes your order to whatever it is. You do have to know what day it ships. If you don't know what day it ships, then you go to my business, my orders, and my personal orders. And that's when you'll see when it shipped last. But you have to know that, and your social security number and your coach ID. So those are just, to me, the very most important things. Sorry, one last thing. If you have any questions, you saw that I posted in there about asking in the frequent asked questions. If you have a question, is that where it is? No, sorry. It's down here. If you have a question, right here, you can click on frequent asked questions, and you can type in how much is PIO going to be, or something right here. Here's some of the things that are being asked a lot, but like you could type in here PIO and hit search, and then it's going to pull up different things to answer your question. So those are the things that I suggest. As you're a new coach, asking questions are great, but I have some coaches who have been coaches for like a year, and I have coaches outside of the team who call and ask me questions because they think I should know. And I always refer them here. This is where, I would have to go there to get the answer. So I do this, and I try to teach everybody leadership. So anyways, that's all I have right now. I hope I didn't talk too fast, because I know that I talk really fast. And I hope I didn't lose you guys. So if you have any questions, just let me know. This is, tomorrow is the first day of the Coach Online Training Group. My suggestion is, like I said, just check in whenever you have time, once a day, ask questions. Some of you ordered your book and are waiting for them. Others, may have it. Read 10 minutes a day. This is a huge part as coaches, is personal development. It's huge. So spend 10 minutes a day. Dana and I, we both are like on the same page. We've went to Danny Johnson's seminars. It is powerful. This is something you need to build your mind. We're building relationships with people. We're growing as we're working out. Our confidence is changing. We're meeting new people. So this is a really huge fundamental thing. And I cannot stress enough how much this is what's helped me change from the person I was, and to learn to love myself and really be selfless and help other people. So I really suggest that. Some of the books, like Eat That Frog, is about procrastination. I have ADD bad. I'm like the queen of procrastination, unless I really like it. The Go Pro, if you ordered that is basically about how to build a network marketing business. It's about setting goals, about being a leader, different things. Compound Effect, if that's one that you ordered, is a great book, because it just basically teaches you, this is so good in life, with marriage, as a parent, as you're climbing the ladder at work, as you're building your business with Beachbody, as you're changing your eating and eating habits and losing weight. That so many people are like, instant gratification, we just don't get it right now, and so you just give up. And the Compound Effect teaches you about how small steps here and here and here and here lead to your goals. You know, Sammy's lost 20 pounds, and you know, that's awesome. Like everybody's like, oh my God, that's awesome. But sometimes if you look and say like, I'll have to lose 60 pounds, 20 pounds doesn't seem like a lot because you're so focused on the 40 pounds, and it's easy to give up when you're having a hard time in your marriage. I've done that before, and it's just like, it's never going to get better. And it does when, like tonight, Ryan said, Rebel went to bed really easy tonight. And I'm like, it only took 4 years. But, you know, it's just things like that you can get so caught up in certain things. And, you know, I posted about a blog today about like, I realized that when 2 years ago when I was trying to have all these calls with people, it was like crazy mayhem in our house, like just freaking out. And I had a call last week and I told Rebel, okay, we need to take a bath. We're running late. And I'm gonna have a call. You be quiet when daddy goes, you know, daddy's gonna put you to bed. If you need something, he's outside working on the boat. Be very quiet. I'm gonna give you a kiss now. You just wave bye to me. And then we went, and I was in such a hurry, and it all went down exactly the way I wanted. And then I just sat back the next morning and I was like, wow, 2 years ago it wasn't like this. But because I kept on going on, he's like, oh, you're going to get on your call? This is normal. So you just keep going. Like there's things that are tough, but if you just keep going, it becomes routine. Your family becomes part of it. And then sometimes just stop and take a step back and you'll see how far you came. And this is where what I've done. And I just really, it's all become part of personal development. Reading The Compound Effect helped me. And so I just really stress like 10 minutes. If you're sitting on the crapper, if you're, you know, waiting for your kids at school, if you're on your break, instead of mindlessly scrolling through Facebook, read before bed, read in the morning when you get up 10 minutes early, read to start your day off or to end your day off on a positive note will improve your mindset. So anyways, that's it. If you have any questions, does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, good.
You mentioned about the online training group.
Mm-hmm.
Did you already set that up and add us?
Yeah. Oh, maybe I didn't add you because I hadn't had an answer from you yet. I'm gonna add you. Okay, I'm gonna add you. Samie.
You kind of blacked out for a second there, or at least on my half, about saying something about canceling something if you don't become an emerald before 30 days. What was that something?
Yes. When you order a challenge pack, you get a 30-day trial club membership. If you're a customer, you get an email where you have to activate it. But if you're a coach, it automatically gets done. If you're an Emerald coach, there's a few things you have to do. I'm not going to go over that because before I go over it, it's just overwhelming. But you do have to be a club member to get the leads. So if you're not Emerald by day 30 and you do not wish to keep the club membership, make sure you send an email or a call to Coach Relations canceling it. It takes 2 days for an email to get done, so make sure that you do it before day 28. If somehow something happens and it gets charged because you didn't get a chance to send the email, all you have to do is call and get it refunded. Anyways, and that's one thing when you're talking to customers, make sure that you tell them this is part of it. You can create customized meal plans, which to me is not a big deal. Before it was, but these programs now have such great meal plans that you can do. You don't need it, but for some people they do. Anyways, just make sure you get that done before day 30.
Will that cancel your anything? Like if you didn't get enrolled and cancel the club membership, would that cancel everything else out?
No.
As far as your online coach stuff?
No, if say you were a club member and then you became Emerald and you canceled your club membership, you just wouldn't get leads. You'd still be Emerald, but you wouldn't get leads. Or you wouldn't get, I hate calling leads. You don't get customers assigned to you. And another thing I forgot to tell you is if you're Emerald and you hit Success Club, you get Shakeology, like Success Club leads, meaning you get the commission right away. Whereas with a customer lead, somebody orders P90X3, they get automatically assigned to you. You hook up with them, you build a relationship with them. Then that's when you put them in a group like we have. And you get them to finish their program, try Shakeology, move to another program, become coaches. So you obviously have the ability to meet new people and the income possibility. But with Success Club leads, once you've hit Success Club and you're Emerald, you get the commission right away. I've had a few people order Ultimate Reset, and I've gotten $100 commission. That right there pays for your Shakeology. I've had several people order 3 like I had somebody order like 3 bags of Shakeology and got assigned to me. That was like $97 in commission that paid for my Shakeology. Literally, since I became a coach, I have never had to pay for my Shakeology. The only thing I had to pay for was my $205 P90X challenge pack that I bought on January 28th of 2012. And on February 15th, I became a coach. And a week later, I got my commission from my first sales, which were like $60. And then like the first month, I made like $200. So I recouped my money. So I literally never paid out of pockets anything from being a coach. I mean, so it can be done. What else was I gonna say? Oh, I'm sorry. Another part is if you become Emerald and you have 2 coaches, you start getting bonuses every week off of your volume from the coaches under you, and even some of my coaches under you. I'll get into that later on in the group, but this is a huge income. This isn't something that I just go share with people, but the team that I built and the volume from all the people, meaning you guys, the coaches that are under my husband, the coaches that even Shasta, because she's under me because Melissa, I'm getting about we'll just say over $1,000 a week on weekly cycle bonuses that you get once you hit Emerald. So I'm just saying, like, as an Emerald coach, the most you can make is $1,000 a month off of the cycle bonuses. So what would you do with an extra $1,000? You know, and once you get to certain like ranks of diamonds, like there's like max amounts. I don't know. There's in the back office. I don't really know, but there's certain levels that you can get, because I mean you could basically be accruing like $10,000 in cycle bonuses, but if you're only like a 4-star diamond, you can't get all of that, if that makes sense. But right now, as Emerald coach, you can get up to $1,000 a month on cycle bonuses, and that is based on your people that you sponsor and the people that I've sponsored that show up underneath you. So there's a huge income opportunity, and for me, this is not about retail. This is about building relationships, because I truly feel that Beachbody, what they've taught me about personal development and feeling better about myself health-wise and just physically, the things that I've been able to accomplish, and my self-esteems went up. Having positive people in my life, like before, my Facebook was just like draining, and now it's like all these people posting great things, and we spend so much time building people up. Shasta had a few fears, you may have seen yesterday in the Relentless group, and everybody's like, you can do this, and that's what it's about, because every day we have fears about everything we do, and there's usually not anybody there to pick you up. My husband's been the only one, and a couple of my best friends. But other than that, I've had nobody my whole entire life. So it's pretty awesome that there's all these people that don't even know that love me, and you guys have the same capability. You have to reach out to the people in the group. But this is about relationship building. My coach in Beachbody really saved my life, and I've had the pleasure to have people tell me the same thing in return, and there's nothing that feels better than hearing that. I mean, we have power to save lives. Samie and I've gotten really close, since last August, through just sharing stuff. I mean, and everybody means a lot to me. So I hope that you take that into consideration. If you have a problem building relationships, it doesn't happen overnight. I was really, I still am very like cut and dry, but I've had to get better. But anyways, that's what's important to me. So that's kind of like my team persona that I hope everybody embraces, because I want our team to have that reputation and integrity to what we do. Be yourself. I mean, I cuss and I'm inappropriate, and that's just who I am. I'll never change, but that's who I am, and I just want you to be whoever you want to be. Don't be me, just be yourself. So anyways, I did go over. God, I always talk a lot. Anyways, that's it. I'm gonna add you to the group, Brandon. I hope you guys all have a wonderful night. I'm sorry for keeping anybody up late. So hope you feel better, Samie. I will see you all later. I'll upload this to YouTube whenever it's done.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.